Right guys, welcome to my Wednesday video. I'll just get straight into it. So here I've got some 8x1 pine. As you can see there, it's slightly cooked. So I've got an idea in my head here, and it's sort of an existing design, but I just want to put my own spin on it, and you'll see at the end. I think I've really nailed this, and it's so sellable, this the way it is. And if you can sort of get an existing design, put your own little spin and knack on it and your own little twist, that's, I think, the way forward. I mean, because everything's been made, but just put your own stamp that makes yours stand out, and try and always finish your projects to the best of your ability, especially if you're selling them. If you're giving them away to friends and family or keeping them, that's fine. So as you can see here, this wood's cooked. It's not really good for anything else, but I'm going to be ripping it down. So I thought I'll try and use it up on this project, see how it goes. So here I'm just measuring it. Got my snazzy new tape measure. My stepson bought me a lefty-righty tape measure thing. It's quite good, it is. This one's in metric, but you can get them in imperial. I think it's a fast cap. The brand is Fast Cap. So look them up. I have seen them on the internet. I'm quite took back by the quality, really. It's quite good. So I'm just trimming everything off as much as I can here. I'm just worried about the cupping, whether it's actually going to work, the board. So I just want to try and get everything as accurate to my dimensions first as possible here. Good thing about this tape measure, it's on like both, the top and the bottom. So it's like, I think that's why they call it a lefty righty. I don't know. I ain't got a clue. If that's the case, tell me in the comments. So I'm going to start ripping the blade down. There he is, the shark coming up. The shark. I can't remember what the dimension was there, what I'm cutting it to. As I'm doing this edit and watching back on the video at the same time, I couldn't see that number. I need to get stronger glasses. Age catches up with us all, unfortunately. As you all know, round the table saw, just keep your wits about you. Get a little push block made yourself. I have seen some, you can buy them as well, but I like making my own. I've got my laser on there for some reason. I haven't got a clue. I'm not even going to the laser line. I'm going to my own marks there. So don't let that laser line sort of fool you. I just can't get on with the laser line on a miter saw at all. I've never owned a miter saw with one of the shadow line things what people bang on about. So I don't know what's best, but I just go to the marks and creep up on the cuts. And I think it's not bad practice because it just gets you better with your accuracy. Bit of tear out there. I am going to make a zero clearance back plate and plate for this saw. I mean, it doesn't really matter with this project, that sort of tear out at the back there, because it's like, I'm going to sand it all down and it's pine, and it's, this project will be given away to one of the family members. When they see the video, one of them will claim it. So I'm just marking everything out here, nice and easy. I'm just taking my time, just trying to add a little bit of something different now to this project. And again, I'm just sawing down here using my Japanese saws. These are Temple Tool Company saws. You've seen me do the cabinet where I made it for them. They were sent to me by Temple Tool Company, and they are good. Just got to practice with Japanese saws because you tend to sort of still push. I mean, I'm still doing it a little bit, and once I get the hang of the pull stroke, it's just like there. I'm just getting the hang of it there, and it just, honestly, it's like going through butter with them. They're really good saws. So I'm just simply tacking these together for the time being with a bit of glue. These will be left for a while, so I will smarten them up further on down the project. So I'm using the wood here I'm cutting to mark off instead of using sort of ruler measurements. I'm actually using the wood. A tip that one of the other subscribers pointed out I should really do, and I have done it now on a few projects, and it is, you know, it's the way forward for me because it works perfectly. And I want to say a big thank you to the subscriber that sent that tip in to me, because I can't remember what your name is, unfortunately, but it works really well. So sometime in the future, I'm going to be wanting to do sort of like a lot of box joints, a lot of dovetails, that kind of stuff. As my skill level progresses, that's what I want to go down that route. Sort of, that's for my own personal journey with the woodworking. This is why I'm doing the videos, so you all can come along on my journey. You've seen me from the beginning, and how much I'm coming on with it, really. One of the biggest lessons I'm learning in the woodworking is gaining patience. One of my big downfalls is I'm really impatient, but I'm like that in life with everything. I don't know whether it's because the way I do business with me, you know, my antiques business, I don't know, but it's like, you know, I could be at an auction, I'm impatient, and, you know, you've just got to get them bids in, you've got to, everything's sort of a million mile an hour, and I need to slow down, and woodworking's good for me in that respect. So I'm just going through nice and easy here, cutting these half laps, lap joints, whatever you call them, dados. And basically, in theory, what I'm creating is a thick box joint. So I've got two boards there taped together, and this, you know, that double-sided tape's really strong. I was scared of actually splitting the wood there, but it works beautifully. Really sticky stuff. Once it sticks, it's honestly, you could hang pictures up with it and all that. It's really strong. So I'm just testing my joints here, just making sure they fit right, they're nice and snug. What I don't want to do is add screws to these joints where I've had to in the past because they're, you know, they're a bit loose. So I'm just tidying them up, I'm just cleaning them up. I've just got a 180 grit sandpaper on there. And I'm just tidying them up just for looks more than anything. So as you can see there, they all fit really nice. And I'm happy with that. Just tapping them all into place. And making sure everything is nice and square. This is the time now before, you know, just make sure everything works right for you. Now that there could be the basis of a chest of drawers or something like that. So learning them skills there propels you into other projects straight away, getting them skills right. So again, now I'm just ripping some more of this board down, and I'm taking it really easy through the table saw because it is cut. I think this actual section of wood's a different section that wasn't. I ran out some of the wood, so I had to go back to my pile and see what I had. But that bit weren't cut. So this is for an handle for this project. So I'm just making sure everything fits. And again, more measuring out, taking my time with everything. And I just want to make everything look a bit different. So again, I'm more practice here with the Japanese saw. I could have put this on I made a jig with the micro jig clamps and stuff, and I could have just run that tape. I could have tapered that through that, but you know what? I thought I'm going to start learning with these tools, and it is really good practice. So part of the project gets a little chamfer. And this is, I'm going to sand it. I just wanted to knock off the sort of sharp edges here on this sort of section of the build. With the router, just watch your fingers don't go too near to the actual cut-off. Nice and easy does it there. And overall, I was happy with that chamfer that I cut with the, you can see it there a bit more. You just seen it there a minute ago. There they go. And it sort of looks sort of nice. Now, this project, if it was done out of a nice hardwood or something like oak or walnut and maple, something like that would look superb. I was half tempted. I have got a bit of walnut and maple, but I want to save that for another project I've got in the plans. So I'm just going through here with some pilot holes. Now, as you've seen from the thumbnail, let me know if you, when you see the project at the end, whether you think I've actually nailed the project to my thumbnail, what was going on in my head as to what I've actually made. So everything gets a sand, a pre-sand here. I think I'm using a 180 grit at this stage. I ain't got a dish anywhere. This paper I've got down here, it was ready for the bin anyway, so I just thought I'd use that. So I'm just going into them and gluing them, just simply getting glue, that's all they're getting, them box joints. And for this project, it's plenty strong enough. The joints are good, they held up really well on their own, so with the glue, it'll be, you know, more than adequate. But again, that could be dovetailed on the corners. You could box joint them if you wanted, screw them and plug them. You know, there's loads of ways you can make this. Again, I'm going back for square here. It's just a little bit out at the bottom there, but I do get it right. So for the base, I'm just simply, I just cut a piece of wood and I'm screwing that in, sort of, is it perpendicular, the word, to it, because the shear, is it shear, because the shear of it, and it'll hold weight better. Although there'll not be a lot of weight going in it, you'll see what it's used for, end of the video. So I'm just trimming one of the box joints, just stood proud a bit, and I was going to leave it proud, but I thought, no, I'm going to cut this off on this one. Just nice and easy. Watch your fingers here. And I'm just going to glue and plug them holes where the screws are. So the plugs I'm using for a bit of contrast is the old mahogany table leftovers. I've still got some left for plugs and things like that. And it just adds that little bit of different, and it finishes the job off right. You don't need to put plugs in if you don't want to, but just to make your project stand out, you know, do use them, because it's the difference between selling them and not selling them sometimes, and getting that little bit more money for something. You can see there, split the wood, I didn't go through, so there's a little repair going on there, and that gets sorted out nice and easily. So I'm just marking up the handle here. I just want to do something a bit different with the handle. Excuse me. So I'm just freehanding a design here. I'm no artist or anything like that. I'm just freehanding it. And I've cut one side, and I'm just going to nibble away the top of it now with the jigsaw. Just more markings here now. I'm going to put my trademark 3 holes in either side, so you're getting 6 holes on this one. But people who know me, what I've been doing lately, will sort of understand where I'm coming from with this. I could have done that on the drill press, but just for the sake of getting the drill press out, setting it up and all that kind of stuff, it was just just quicker just doing it with, you know, getting a force and a bit in my drill. So nice and easy. Try and go as straight as possible. It doesn't really matter if you slanted a little bit or whatever with that, but no, just try and get it as straight as possible. So I'm just going over here again with the router. Now, my thinking with the handle is this oriental vibe I've got going on, and it just makes the project something that makes the project stand out. And I think the handle is what's going to make this stand out. And you be the judge of that at the end of the video. So a little bit of glue on the side here. And I'm just screwing on them feet that I made at the beginning of the video. Just going in nice and easy with the screws. I'm using 3.5mm, not 3.5mm, 35mm screws. I want the thing to look modern, a bit oriental. You know, I didn't want to stain this project. I wanted to use an hard wax oil on it. Number one for looks, and number two, it helps protect it for what it's going to be used for. So I'm just simply gluing in some dividers here. I will go back and I will do something with these dividers. All I've done here is simply glued them in for now. And at the end of the project, they're sort of strong enough, but I know at some point they might just sort of like come out. So I'm in the midst of a new brad nailer or something like that. So I'll probably come back and brad nail it, or maybe get some flat-headed brass screws or something like that and screw them down that way. Give it a bit of a vibe. So there's the handle. So I'm just screwing that into the little dados. Is it dados? I get mixed up with all the different terminologies that I've cut into them handles. So everything gets sanded now to 320, I think it is. Everything. You see on the handle, I had a little bit of tear out on one side, but it's fine, honestly. So just spend quite a bit of time here, just making sure everything's sanded to perfection. And I'm just cleaning it all off, getting all the sanding bits and dust off and stuff like that. And I'm using this hard wax oil here now. And it's got a bit of a pigment in it, sort of leaves it like a really light looking when it's dried. Or so it claims to be, which it does, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm using a foam brush just to apply this, but you could use a microfiber cloth. And now when it's all dry, the brown paper trick just to make it all nice and smooth. Just give it a blast over. Just spend about 5-10 minutes here. I think that handle makes it stand out. I really do. Makes your projects look different. It makes your projects look yours. And here's it's finished. So the little feet, raise it up. The handle's different. The plugs give it a bit of contrast. This was what was all in me thinking anyway. And it's like a little tea caddy. So you can put your tea and biscuits in there. Shelley's big on her teas. She has all these fancy teas from all over the world. That's what you can see in them two dishes. But let me know in the comments what you think about it. It is different. Working off an old design of a sort of tray. But it's different. It's about selling them items if you're selling them. And how cool would that be to give one of your friends or family? They'd be made up with that, wouldn't they? I've got one person in mind for this, because Shelley will want one, so I'll let her have this, but I'll make another. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on Sunday's project. You're all amazing. Bye.